Good morning, traders, and this is your Forex trade setups for today. So, starting off with Euro USD, still nothing really happening here. We are range bound, and you can see we did bounce off the bottom here, only to find resistance at the moving average. So, on the hour, a little bit of a different picture. So we did move down onto this area, had a pretty solid bounce back above the moving average. We have broken a trend line as well. There's the trend line. So I'd almost be inclined to be looking for longs here with either a measured move target or the top of the channel. I think measured move is probably a better bet. Something like that, which will take us to 1118, 118811. Lots of ones and eights in that, but that's pretty much the only thing that I can see transpiring on the hour. If I come back to the 8 hour, it does concern me because it does look like we are rejecting this area here. Okay, but nevertheless, I think the hour is what you want to trade off. So that's kind of the structure I can see here, and your stop is going to be below these swing lows here, somewhere in the region of 118, just below 118. Okay, US dollar, Japanese yen, still not interested in this. You can see we have bounced off the trend line on the top. So these two pairs, I'm expecting the euro to rally, let's not say rally, but I'm expecting some gains on the euro, and I'm expecting the dollar to get to basically sacrifice a few points. So in other words, lose a bit of steam at the moment. But it is range bound, it is triangle bound as well. So there's your triangle at the moment. So there is a breakout coming, one way or another. This kind of price action that you see here is typical of consolidation, and we've been consolidating for quite some time. So for me, probably looking to buy lower down and sell off the trend line until we break through this area here. But personally, I think just sit on hands. There's just, if I go to the 4 hour here, until one of these levels breaks. In other words, at this stage, it's this swing low and that swing high that need to break. They need to break and retest before you can start looking at it. And even then, look to the left, you're going to find support and resistance pretty much all over the place while we are ranging. Pound USD. So we've got a move down, and then we've got a bounce back to the upside. Remember, we were looking for a move a little bit higher to 135.63, didn't materialize. So the question is, what's transpiring here? Now, what could also be transpiring is a bit of a pullback. So it has been a channel break, but the overall trend is still up. So that is a pin bar on the daily, which is pretty solid. So we could end up with this little spike sideways and another move up. Okay, which is what I would expect. I'd expect us to come and tag this area here, which is 131.281, and then we can see what's going to transpire at that level. But it does look like we've had a 1 hour trend to the downside, and now we are floating on the moving average at the moment. So we'll have to wait and see what transpires here. But it does look like some form of interest. Buyers are finding some interest here for some reason, although it was a quick spike and then sideways. So I think I'm probably going to sit on the sides for this. This pattern here, to me, does indicate a deeper or a higher pullback, not a deeper pullback, but I definitely want to see something up to here. But for me, the 8 hour, the trend has almost reversed. It's going to be a retest in this area and then another move down. And that's kind of my view on that at the moment. Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar, still trapped in this consolidation pattern, and I actually think it's time to look at it this way. That is a channel. So, okay, and look how we are battling around the channel. Big up, big down, big up, big down, bob wire. Nothing really on offer there. Not until we break through that kind of mess. When you see this kind of stuff, move on. There's nothing worth trading. We're going to have to break above this area of congestion here and come and retest it for me to be even slightly interested in getting in on this. Pound Japanese yen. This is a bit of a better setup. We've had a strong move to the downside. We've come up, had an entry which I didn't get in on this. So, but the same picture here. It is a bit of a pullback at the moment, but we're hovering on the moving average on the hour. So I'm not entirely convinced it is a break and retest. So we have to wait and see what transpires here. For me, if we get back above this 138.245, come back and test it and then start making higher highs, that's going to validate a 1 hour trend change. So to the upside. So that's kind of what I'd be looking for there. Quite frankly, I don't see... the only other option would be a move back higher up, which would also make sense. Still gives us a downward trend. It would be intact. So yeah, I need to see some kind of a deeper pullback. So we've got to come back up into this area here, 139.179 for me to be short. Maybe some options down here for a long scalp back into this area here of 139.176. Price action will dictate everything, so we'll have to wait and see what price action says to us. At the moment, the price action is telling us we've had a pretty solid bounce off a level. We are bouncing off another level, so we're going to need to break this structure that's forming, which is a range slash flag at the moment. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, there is trend line, there's the flag, and if I just draw, well, price has already drawn one for us. So there's the range, and it's a falling wedge inside the range. So we'd need to break first the trend line, test the trend line, long, nice tight stop over here, and your measured move is going to be up here at 139.176. Okay, Aussie dollar, US dollar, same pretty picture here at the moment. We've still got all these buyers coming in off the zone for some reason. You see how it coincides with the 33 EMA moving average. Trend is up, granted, and we've got some pretty good price action. Got a pin bar here, we've got inside bar with continuation, potential double bottom brewing on the 8 hour, and if we come down to the 1 hour, we have broken through the moving average, coming back to test it. So the question is whether we're going to make a move of this. So there is a inverse head and shoulders here as well, shoulder, head, and the other shoulders forming. So the line in the sand still the same, 0.72978. That's what needs to break. If that breaks and retests, there are opportunities abound here for a trend reversal on the 1 hour and a trend continuation on the 8 hour. And the trend continuation would be to the upside. Okay, so that's kind of the view that I've got at the moment. A lot of sit on hands opportunities at the moment, which has been pretty typical of this week. And yeah, we're going to have to wait and see what transpires. I think pound Aussie dollar that we looked at yesterday, that was a pretty solid move to the downside. I think that move is done at the moment. Yeah, pretty much done. Bottom of range at the moment, so yeah, not going to look at anything there. Maybe one or two scalps to the upside, but the trend is down at the moment on the hour, so you can see we're below the moving average on the hour. We are at levels, so it could be consolidation for another leg down, or it could be consolidation, break up, retest, and then reversal back up. Probably target this gap at the top here. And if I just look at the 4 hour on this, I would expect a retest of a breakout, and the breakout level is this one, 186.71. So I would expect some kind of a pullback back into structure for another opportunity short. Okay, but can't short down here, we need to short higher up. So yep, so it's a case of let's wait and see today. I think we'll have to wait and see what transpires this morning. Obviously we do have data coming out today. It is Thursday, so let's see what happens, and we may get some opportunities. But do wait for those pullbacks. Don't try to jump in on these things at the end of their moves, and that's what's basically transpiring. You may get something on the euro. I think euro USD does look pretty interesting here. The structure needs to hold. And I think the other one is the pound Japanese yen, whether this is a flag or whether it's a retest of the breakout. So yeah, for the move to the downside, you're going to have to see a break below this level, 137.818, break down, probably find support down here, break up, come and test it, and then start moving. That would be the short trigger. Okay. Anyway, guys, that's it for me today. Hope it helps you somewhat, and we will catch you tomorrow. Cheers for now.